Hello, welcome to the show. It's Saturday morning. You know what that means. We are live for the Comics Pals. All four of us are here. Say hello as you join us in Twitch chat. We're always happy to have you guys come hang out. I want to start the show with a question. So this is something that I saw rattling around.
Would you say it's sort of a random?
I wouldn't.
Question?
Oh. I wouldn't. No,
it's predetermined.
It's predetermined. Yes.
Predetermined. Nothing I love more than a planned question, especially these days.
So this is a debate that's been going around on the internet, Twitter, Reddit. Take your pick, and it's one that I care about. So we're gonna very briefly get through this. And here's the debate. Spider-Man 3 or The Dark Knight Rises, which is better?
Which Spider-Man 3?
The original Spider-Man 3.
Versus what?
Versus The Dark Knight Rises.
That's a question?
Spider-Man 3.
What? Oh, wow. Okay, I guess it was a question.
Kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding?
Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so people are actually debating this online?
Yeah, I got tweets. Spider-Man 3 is infinitely better than The Dark Knight Rises. This ain't even a contest. That's Chainsaw Master. You should probably never mind. Let's see. Bro, what? Spider-Man 3 is beyond clear.
Beyond clear? Is this new slang I'm learning?
The guy's a Scientologist.
Spider-Man 3 gets better every time I watch it. And the exact opposite happens every time I rewatch Rises.
Why is he rewatching something he doesn't like?
I know, right?
They have to be talking about the new one.
No, not at all.
What?
I'm positive. I've been thinking about this. It's nuts. People are wild. Spider-Man 3 easily. Nobody is ready for the discussion that 90% of that film was fantastic, and the 10% that isn't is extremely entertaining. Now, all right, that's a tweet that I can talk about. Because I will say this, Spider-Man 3 is fun to watch. I have fun when I watch that movie. I could watch Spider-Man 3 at any time. But it's not the kind of fun where I'm like, man, what a rollicking good ride that was.
Yeah, it's not like Batman and Robin.
No, I would have agreed with you. Wait, Batman and Robin is the one with Two-Face and the Riddler? No, that's Batman Forever. If you would have said Batman Forever, I would have said, all right, yeah. But Batman and Robin, no, I can't agree with that. That's out of bounds. Why can't I see the chat? That's so weird. Okay, there we go. All right. So thankfully we all agree because I actually thought that we were gonna have an explosion over this.
That's wild.
Sean, there's one thing I learned on the internet. And I think this week too. I don't know what was in the Twitter water or something. Like some people have been sipping on dumb juice or something. But
is this? Is this the most cancelable take?
Maybe it was that. Maybe it was that. But like I was just seeing some real dummy takes online, and I also follow. I mean, maybe it's because it's one of those things where it's like my brother in Christ. You created the Twitter feed. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just how I've made my own feed, but like it's just a lot of people are just like, why would you say that on mine?
Sure.
Well, it's alongside the people giving Morbius, 5-star reviews, right? Like that's been
I saw a 6-star review.
Listen, we need to unfollow Marco.
So Marco's the problem.
Oh, yeah. I'm giving Morbius 5-star glowing reviews.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you talk about the cinematography, you're fine.
And the action sequences.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw that one clip of I almost said David Tennant, the other doctor, Matt Smith dancing in it. And oh boy.
I don't think that I'll watch that movie at any time in my life.
Nope.
Like I might die before it came out. Before I watch it. Oh, what would it take? I don't know. A few drinks, the boys.
I'd do it for a $5. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You'd watch it for $5?
Oh yeah, I would watch that for $5. I would get paid to watch that.
I'm not going to the theater to watch it for $5, but yeah, I'll watch it for $5. Yeah.
Somebody Venmos me $5, and then like I just watch it in my underwear at home. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Let's
easy.
give it a go. Yeah.
I'd watch. Yeah.
And
I'd
and
watch
listen,
$5.
I'm not saying I'll
Can't be
do it
that bad.
passively either. I won't be on my phone or anything.
Like, you'll be
I
paying
will watch
attention.
this film for $5.
Yeah, that $5 covers the tip for the Chinese food that comes to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Marco giving out those big boy tips, $5. That's what you have to do in Queens.
Wait, you don't tip your guy $5?
No, I don't tip him $5, man. The meal's $9.
$9. What do you buy?
For real. Never had a delivery.
What kind of delivery?
Chicken and broccoli. Chicken and broccoli, man.
Thank you. Matt gifted a sub to Kefis.
Oh, very
let's go.
nice. Very nice. Thank you, Matt. Enjoy, Kefis. All right. We got a lot of stuff to get to today. Big show. We do have an announcement to come up. But before we get to that announcement, I want to announce that if you want to watch this show live and start your Saturdays with the Comics Pals, you can do so by tuning in at twitch.tv/the Comics Pals every single Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, or not Wednesdays anymore.
There you go. You're getting used to it. There you go.
Thursdays for Pals Pulls. That's one of our announcements. Thursdays, we're going to be doing Pals Pulls. We figure that, we get our books on Wednesday and we read them like nutcases, but a lot of you might not have had the chance. You're still getting situated from work and you need a little extra time. So we want you guys to have that day, and hopefully you will join us live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern for Pals Pulls. That gives you an opportunity also to know what we're reading. So Wednesdays, you'll be able to check our socials to see what books we're going to be reading for you guys on Thursday live. So make sure you check that out. If you watch on YouTube or you listen on a podcast platform or anywhere other than Twitch, it will be available on Friday. So you are getting it a day later, but hopefully that works out better for you because it'll give you an extra day to read the books. So.
And speaking of like of changes and stuff, and following us on socials, Jacariah, new reader, a new watcher, listener, both new viewer in the comments, new pal, found us on YouTube. Unfortunately, because of the Comixology update, at least something good came from that.
Where did you learn that information?
In the chat,
in the Twitch chat, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know if
That's
your
awesome.
chats.
Oh, okay. I see it. It's right there right now. Nice. Welcome, Jacariah. I appreciate that. Leave us a follow if you haven't, and I hope that you enjoy the show. All right. So other stuff, other housekeeping rather. YouTube.com/the Comics Pals is where you can catch us. If you don't watch the show live on Twitch, drop us comments there, like the video, share it with your friends. Most importantly, subscribe if you enjoy what we do. All those things help us out a lot, and they cost you absolutely nothing. Our next book club is Doctor Strange. Believe it or not, we're doing Doctor Strange: The Oath. I have never read this, actually, so I'm pretty excited to jump into it. I haven't read anything Doctor Strange before the, I want to say the Jason Aaron run. Yeah.
My first Doctor Strange was a Mark Waid one that dealt with baseball. It was a weird one.
That sounds like fun.
It was Emma Rios on art, if I'm like remembering that correctly.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a mid 2000s miniseries. I don't know. I gotta find it, but this seems to be a little more straightforward Doctor Strange.
First of all, Matt, what do you mean I was looking for an explanation? An explanation for what? Second of all, can we stop with this Wildcat JSA shit? Oh my God. I don't.
You need to learn, my man.
I've been informed. I get it. He exists. I didn't realize that all these people all of a sudden cared about him. You would think the guy had a solo series.
All of a sudden.
Before. Oh, Tyler, that is awful.
What? Oh, I changed the question image. Now you'll never
That's
forget.
really bad. That's rough. Oh,
Director Wildcat in the chat, yo.
Yeah.
I hate it, actually. That combines two of my least favorite things. Wildcat and Dr. Bones.
both of the memes around you.
I think this image is just going to keep evolving as the show goes on.
Hope it does.
Keep
Yeah, I
slapping
hope it
stuff on
does.
top.
What I love,
And it's only going to be towards stuff you hate.
he has a fully human face, but he has bones for hands.
And yeah, his chin is still showing because I didn't care to Photoshop it too well. But
That's phenomenal. Wait, was that shared on the Discord?
no, I can share it on the Discord.
Oh,
but
okay, I thought it was. I thought it was already a thing.
No.
Oh,
I made it
man.
last night.
You know what? I'm just gonna start muting people who bring up Wildcat.
You're gonna be doing this podcast all by yourself.
You might be right, man. I didn't ask for this. All right. So our big announcement. We're gonna kick off the show with our big announcement. This is something that has been a long time coming. This is something that we're all really excited about, and we're really happy to be able to share it with you guys. We are officially announcing that the Comics Pals will be on Patreon. Starting this Monday, you guys will be able to join us on Patreon. We're really, really pumped about this next step. We've been doing this show for almost 6 years now. It'll be 6 years in November. And obviously, you know, there's been some iterating that has gone on, especially over the last few months. I think I speak for everybody here when I say that we feel like we're at a place with the quality of the show, with the production, with the presentation, that we feel comfortable saying, hey, there's more.
Or, hey, pay us.
That too. And you guys will be able to do that. We have a bunch of different tiers with things that we think are cool, that we think you guys will really like. We want to integrate the community more into what we're doing. And Patreon gives us a great resource and opportunity to do that. We're going to have blogs. Each of us will have a blog that we'll be responsible for. And each one of us will put one out a month. So it gives you a little bit of a better look at what we're up to. We'll give you guys our thoughts on, you know, anything from comics, music, games, stuff we're playing, stuff we're into right now. Tyler, it looks like you want to say something.
I want to know if Marco wants to announce what his is called.
Yes, do that, please.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have the?
I don't have the image. No, but
okay,
we'll save
mine
that.
is called Marco's Muckhole in honor of the big old green swampy.
If you guys want to delve into Marco's Muckhole,
dive right into the mud.
Into Marco's mud.
we're not gonna get patrons now with that announcement.
Listen, we might.
It's true.
We're
My
gonna
man's
have
got that new beard.
That's right. That's gonna be on the Patreon as well.
Wait, is that a beard?
Hey,
Is that a beard?
I'm trying.
I mean, listen.
From what I
he's
can
gone through
grow,
a-
that is a full beard in my opinion.
He's gone through a lot more puberty than he has over the past 6 years than he has when we started.
it finally kicked in halfway through the show.
Margot's a beaten man. I'll leave you alone. But that's not all. We also are going to be debuting a new show, which we're really, really excited about. This show has a genius name. It's called Palling Around. And I can say it's genius because I didn't come up with it. Tyler came up with it. It's brilliant.
And I was talking about Palin Around, which is our podcast focused on the political history of Sarah Palin.
Oh my God.
Palin Around.
Oh,
Palin Around.
should we do that?
We really shouldn't. But let me say what the show's about. So
Maybe I'll do it.
Palling Around is a show where we kind of just talk about whatever we want. If you guys remember when we would hang around afterwards on Twitch for a little bit and just chit chat, or some of the kind of like off-topic conversations that we get into on here, that's what you can expect on that show. The first episode will be up day and date, and I think that you guys are gonna have a good time with that. We get into some interesting revelations about our lives.
Don't listen to that one with the kids around if you get to it.
No,
That's for sure.
I will,
No.
Dad. Yeah, that show's probably not going to be for the kids. If for the Kephises of the world who've got, I believe Kephis has kids. So yeah, lots of stuff like that. Early access to book clubs, early access to anything that we do. If we can put it up early, it's going to go up early. Just so much fun stuff on there. Discord integrations to where we'll be doing special, hangouts with you guys, watch-alongs, community events, various things like that. We just really want to have a lot more fun with you, and this is going to allow us to do that. And hopefully you will check it out. If you're listening to this on the day this episode drops, if you can hear this and you're not on Twitch right now, it's already up. There's a link in the description. You guys can go check it out. The Patreon will be live if you're listening. Pause this video if you want. Go listen. Go see what's up there, and give us feedback. We're going to be constantly iterating, making sure that we refine the tiers for you guys. If there's stuff that you think, you would like us to add that we didn't think of, share that with us, please. This is about us. It's about like all of us, the Comics Pals community. And so we hope you'll take this journey with us, and we're super excited.
Stay tuned for the Comics Pals NFT. That is.
Oh boy.
No?
Stay tuned for the free screenshots of the NFTs I'll be taking and selling them on the black market.
Did we scrap that idea? My bad. Okay.
We did, yeah, we did.
I should also point out that we're also going to prioritize listener picks for book clubs who are on the tier that's associated with. So you guys will be able to, vote on what you guys think that we should do for our future book club, and really influence our schedule. Beyond that, we're going to start doing, video essays. So if you've ever watched Wisecrack, if you've ever watched like Game Theory, sort of stuff like that, top fives, just things we're into. And you guys will be able to influence that kind of stuff as well. So we've got a lot of really, really cool things coming down the pike. Also available right now, if you're listening to this after the fact, is the Comics Pal store. We're going to be selling all kinds of things. In fact, we have some of that stuff on display. If you are watching this on video, Marco's holding up the the hoodie, the Comics Pals hoodie, the blue hoodie. And Tyler has the Comics Pals. What would you call that? A mug? Not a mug, a cup.
It's where I keep my night juice.
This helps me and the cats go to sleep.
Marco, can you put that link in the Twitch chat?
Yes, I can.
We got to get Murphy to buy some stuff.
I'll let you know when his payday is.
Wow. And if you think there are things we should add to the store, let us know. If you can think of
There's
anything
some weird
cool
things we can add to there too. Like if you guys, Kefis, if you've ever wanted, I'm gonna call Kefis out on this. If you ever wanted Comics Pals leggings,
yeah, we got to put those back.
Those are off the store, guys.
Well, we can add them if specifically Kefis requested.
We would basically have to pay them to make those leggings. Yeah. That's how ridiculous it was.
See? I knew he'd want that.
Unreal. All right, enough shilling.
Beck says she wants them. So you better talk to her about that.
She don't want them. Enough shilling. Thank you guys for listening to that. We want all the feedback about these announcements. It really means a lot to us that you let us know what you're thinking, and anything that you feel you can contribute to helping us take the next step, getting out to more conventions, buying better equipment, just doing more. Anything you can contribute to supporting that endeavor, we really appreciate. So from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank you. And let's just do more of the show. Speaking of doing more of the show, we've got some listener comments to get to. So Tyler, take it away.
Yes. All right. So Resty Mervin Ponyo on last week's episode about the WB Discovery merger, he said, guys, why do I feel like you are being negative towards WBD? You don't have confidence in David Zaslav. He is a hands-on owner with being a micromanager. He allows his staff to shine. You are still not confident in him. Then why is Discovery successful in the long term? Do you think he will fix whatever is plaguing the DCEU and replace people who are competent and fit for the job? Do you mind if I speak on this first?
Yeah.
Stop simping for big organizations, buddy. Unless this is David Zaslav himself, then great burner. Interesting name to choose. But like, don't simp for like a big company like that. Like, it's perfectly reasonable to question every single giant corporation. And now that Discovery owns WB, it's even more giant. So it's okay to criticize a business. And we've got some potentially more information about that merger coming on later in the show. So
yeah, and we also didn't criticize Discovery.
Yeah.
We just this comment was so weird to me, just because I feel like we were not really talking about them. We were just talking about businesses in general. I don't know anything about Discovery. I don't watch it. I don't have Discovery Plus or whatever it is.
Did you say you hate Shark Week on the episode? Because that might have done it.
No, but I never watched it. I don't care about it.
Honestly, I think in terms of like the idea of what Discovery is in my mind, Discovery's great. Like that's a channel I remember where like after school I just watch weird nature documentaries.
Yeah. Sure. But
I don't even know who David Zaslav is. Why would I criticize him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying it also feels like we had taken it from like the comics angle end, less so from this larger, WBD. What does it mean for DC? The DCEU. We touched on it, but the large focus was like, how does at the end of the day affect comics?
Exactly. And so, I appreciate, we absolutely appreciate the comment, he and I went back and forth in the chat, but we
we're
weren't
always
really
in the weeds on the YouTube comments, Sean.
Hey man, somebody's got to respond to these people, and we love to get comments. Speaking of which, our buddy Dan Trudeau had a lot to say this week.
Yeah, so brother of Justin, Dan, said DC and Marvel are facing the same challenges, but the short-term stakes are even higher for DC because Marvel is stronger overall brand right now. I realized after listening that DC has not had nearly the same number of iconic run storylines as Marvel in the last 20 years, especially in terms of what can be adapted into a movie or series. That's not to say they haven't done good stuff, but while it was a solid book, Strange Adventures isn't the sort of story that carries over well. Since the New 52, we've had the Court of Owls and John's Aquaman run that have been utilized. Is there anything else on the level of King's Vision, Aaron's Thor, Fractions Hawkeye, etc. they could use?
I thought this was a really interesting perspective. We did talk about the fact that DC doesn't really go to their more modern stories for influence when it comes to the movies as much. And I guess Dan was piggybacking off of that idea. And when I thought about it, I kind of agree. I kind of agree. I think it's not to say that Marvel's stories have been necessarily better overall. I would say that, but I'm probably biased. But certainly in terms of what's been iconic, I really don't think there's even an argument. If you remove Flashpoint and Court of Owls from the equation, or include them or not, I just don't think there's an argument.
I think especially for an adaptation, that becomes a bit more difficult because one part of the conversation we had was that they've separated that need of content, and so like even if we had something, what are you going to do it on? And I think because there's been a focus on removing yourself from some of that continuity, where you can do your Black Label. We had Young Animals just a few years back. Those stories live within their own universe and would feel like one-off stories if they were to be produced now or at any point. They would feel like they're non-canon, and I think that that's something that at the moment is something that they would want to avoid if they're to adapt it, because they want to have that cohesive universe, and this would be sort of antithetical to that.
I also think with like DC, it's their superheroes and villains are much more godlike characters and much more comic bookier. Which it doesn't lend itself to a adaptation to, a live action movie or series as well as the world outside your window Marvel universe does. I think it requires a lot more ground to be laid. Like Blackest Night could work as a fucking kick-ass like event movie, but there's so much groundwork you need to have to establish that. That's where I think it works. But hear me out. HBO Max miniseries of Heroes in Crisis.
It could fix what's wrong with the event. That's
I
for
think
sure.
it could. I think the concept works. I think the execution was horrible, but I think that concept could work. As some like
not
adult
even gonna
version.
get into that.
I knew that would trigger Sean.
I don't like it. He said, I don't like it.
I think I wonder if part of the reason they haven't had very many sort of iconic runs in recent years because they keep resetting. You know, there have been so many reboots in the past 10 years. You know, what nobody can get a foothold, you know, either way.
Yeah, I agree with that a lot. I think when you look at, like, let's say Secret Wars, which I think is an iconic, it's probably overall the biggest event and best maybe that either publisher has put out in the time frame we're discussing. And it was years of Jonathan Hickman's story that he was allowed to tell. Whereas if you compare that to, like, let's say Jeff Johns in the Rebirth era, it doesn't feel like he was really like it didn't it, I wouldn't say I feel like Doomsday Clock was built to in a really amazing way.
Yeah. I mean, I would, in my brain, that stuff stopped sort of at Infinite Crisis, and then it was all just sort of building and building and building until Flashpoint and the New 52.
Yeah. Great question though.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next up.
And then the next one we have is It Lies in the Noggin. Probably one of my favorite commenter names out there. Hello, my dudes. Always great content. What's going on with the karaoke? Karaoke session can heal you. I'm here for the karaoke. Got your back, Marco.
Thank you. Somebody with some common sense here. Karaoke is a good thing.
This is like Ezra-phobic, this comment. Like,
what? Oh, the second part. I'm like, no.
Well, the first part as well.
Yeah. No, so he said, I'm with you about Psycho Miller. I thought the Flash movie was completely done and just ready to be released. How would they bring in Gus? It's a good idea, just don't know how. And good to have you back.
Flashpoint. Yeah. Flashpoint, but the other way.
So I responded to this comment with the fact that, you know, these movies are so CG and they love to like put in an after credit scene that at this point, suiting up Grant to appear in an after credit scene of the Flash film or a future film and just say, you know, I'm here, there's a crisis coming, we got to get ready, or something like that would be really easy.
And there is a basis for that. Ezra went on the TV show.
Right.
So.
Ooh.
Yeah. For that exact kind of after credits cameo sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about it, and two books that I think could become of recent runs that could become movies for DC. Far Sector, because it's removed enough and we can introduce a lantern.
Yeah.
And the Constantine Cy Spurrier.
Constantine needs to be an HBO Max series. A Hellblazer HBO Max series would be perfect. And I think you can easily pick individual stories from like all around Hellblazer. Yeah. We just haven't had that much, but yeah. I was thinking Batgirl Burnside, but I forgot to say that. I think that would be a fun one too.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I definitely think there are things, you know, that you can point to that they could do. And like he mentioned, you know, Strange Adventures is phenomenal, obviously. But it's like these, you know, what are the like big stories that people think about? Like, oh my God, that was so great. I think Burnside probably fits that mold, at least in terms of notoriety. I don't know about quality because I didn't read it, but people seem to stand by it. So yeah. Yeah, thank you. It Lies in the Noggin. Always appreciate your comments.
Then Snake of Talons on the Batman Black Mirror book club, which you guys should check out. It's some good stuff. It was a fun discussion. He said, great book club with awesome insights as usual. This was the first trade paperback I owned, and my fiance got it for me as a gift.
That's awesome.
I hope you kept her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hope you kept that.
I guess fiance is a gender neutral term, right? I don't know French.
It is.
I said her. I didn't want to assume.
Sure.
Because one just has an extra E.
Yes, it's a snakes marrying a woman. Yeah, that's great.
Heard it here first,
That's-
guys.
Talk about a flashpoint.
That's really cool. Glad you enjoyed the book club. I think that we'd love more people to check it out. Yeah, we had a blast doing it. So yeah, Black Mirror Book Club is out now. Go give it a listen. Check that out. Thank you all for writing in. We appreciate it. But it's game time. It is game time. We are debuting a new game right now.
We're going to be playing our own versions of Tony Khan, which is going over the heads of both Cal and Marco. But we're going to be doing some booking. Sean, I figured I'd slide in for you there while you had a little
I love it. Yes. So Tony Khan, for those of you who don't know, runs the wrestling company AEW. So the game we are playing is called the Comic Booker Game. And so a booker in wrestling is the person who puts together the matches, the storylines, all that jazz. That's their job. And in this game, we are going to assume that job in comics. And so for those of you who are not watching on YouTube or Twitch, Tyler has a wheel. And on this wheel is the name of many, many, many characters. And so what will happen is Tyler will spin the wheel. Well, we'll determine who's going to play first.
Yeah.
Tyler will spin the wheel. Then I am going to roll a D6. I'm going to roll 2 D6. And that will determine the length of the story that you have to come up with. So let's say, for example, Tyler spins the wheel and it lands on Darkseid and Howard the Duck. And I roll and I hit the number 6. You have to book a 6-issue, the premise for a 6-issue series featuring Darkseid and Howard the Duck. And I'll give you 2 minutes to do it.
And we're not talking about, I don't need beginning, middle, and end, Sean, because that's
No.
Yeah. Just like, what's your
the
log
pitch.
line, I guess, for it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is great homework for you, Cal. You're on for your master's course coming up.
Yeah. I can learn what a log line is.
I thought that's how lumberjacks did coke, but
Yeah, right?
So I'm going to say that for the first one, Marco will go first. How about
Let's
that?
go.
All right. So let's spin the wheel.
all right, Marco, I'm going to spin the wheel for you. I'm going to channel your energy in here. Swamp Thing is on this wheel, though. So
Of course he is.
Bro, if I get it, that's it. Y'all are done.
all right, so you got wait. Oh, you just missed it.
What do you got?
You got She-Hulk. So a
Okay.
She-Hulk
Okay,
and
alright. Something green.
something green. You passed by Swamp Thing and Constantine, so it was like right in your territory there. A She-Hulk and Lockjaw comic.
You know what?
I like this. I
That
would read
could be
this.
really good.
Yeah, I
that
would
could be
read
really fun. All right, so I'm gonna roll. We'll see what happens here.
Oh, okay. You got pants on. Good.
Yes, I have pants. Let me show you.
God.
By the way, my X-Men dice.
Oh,
How
is that
cool
from the
are
Dice
those?
Masters game?
No, this is from HeroClix.
Oh,
Yeah. These are Krakoan era dice, by the way. All right. I rolled a 7. So Marco, book a 7-issue series featuring She-Hulk and Lockjaw. You have 2 minutes starting now.
Okay,
Sean,
can I
the-
ask questions? Because
you can,
I'm familiar
yes,
with
yes.
Lockjaw.
Go ahead.
We'll act as your editorial team
Okay, got it. Okay.
for the
Right-
approval.
Right off the bat, right?
who is
I'm
Lockjaw?
Yeah.
It's a dog. It's one of the Inhuman dogs, and all I know, right? It has the little,
One
like-
of them?
Mhm.
One of them.
Oh, I was like, there's more Inhuman dogs?
It's the Inhuman dog. Okay.
Inhuman dog.
Pretty
okay.
sure that's racist to
She-Hulk,
say against
I
the
don't-
humans.
I don't know any She-Hulk villains, and that's what I'm stuck with right now.
That's.
Is-
I'll give you a tip, Marco. She-Hulk has like 3 or 4 specific villains. It's just otherwise like throw in whoever.
I
A
don't.
Marvel villain, like you could just throw in anyone in there, and it kind of
Yeah.
works.
Okay, gotcha.
And you're gonna ask, do you know Lockjaw's power set?
I don't.
Teleportation.
Oh, I mean, okay. Then that actually made it harder. Oh, actually,
That makes it harder.
Wait,
let me help. She-Hulk was also a member of the Fantastic Four once.
Okay.
Yep.
So, there's a suit, right? And She-Hulk is the lawyer, and she gets custody.
Lawsuit.
She's deemed custody of Lockjaw because he's lost his ability to teleport and needs to go on a trip to find the Inhuman Kingdom. In the process, she goes through different territories around the world. It becomes like an around the world book. And in one of those instances, she has to pass through Liberia because that's someplace. Yes, because that is someplace where
Yep. Dr. Doom. Yep. There we go.
Will be able to help point her in the right direction using some of his whatever magic powers, right?
Okay.
Turns on She-Hulk because Lockjaw, actually the reason he can't teleport is because he's got some sort of cosmic blockage that he's trying to drain energy from in order to become somewhat semi-cosmic powered.
Okay.
In the end, She-Hulk and Lockjaw team up to defeat Doctor Doom, find out where the kingdom is, and she returns Lockjaw to the Inhumans, upon which they grant her.
Your time is up.
Damn.
I was liking this.
That wasn't bad.
I like how this is a what is it? A buddy cop globe-trotting adventure,
Yeah.
but without teleportation. Even though Lockjaw's thing is teleportation, it's like all right, it's a little play.
He can't.
I know, but you're still going around the world. He has cosmic. What did you say?
Cosmic backup. Cosmic
Yeah.
blockage.
I did too this morning, but the coffee helped.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
And Matt says, "My brother in
man.
Christ."
No.
Yo, Matt's being harsh in the comments.
It's
Jeez.
the first pitch. I gotta pass it through editorial.
But that's the key, right? Is would we buy this? So it's a 7-issue book in which She-Hulk teams up with Lockjaw. Lockjaw can't use his powers for whatever reason, and they fight Doctor Doom, magic, whatever. Are you buying this 7-issue series?
Come on.
7 issues?
I'm gonna.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm buying the first issue, right? And then as soon as I learn that Lockjaw can't use his powers, I'm going on Pals Pulse and I'm saying pass.
Cosmic blockage.
I might give it at least 2 issues for the cosmic blockage.
I really like the premise. I think I would buy it. I don't know if I would buy all 7, but I would buy the first issue.
This
I
seems
think
like a good
I think it's interesting.
a good YA graphic novel. It's in like the smaller format that comes out right when She-Hulk comes out.
Can't iterate. Sorry, buddy.
Damn.
Too late,
Sorry,
too late.
it's all over.
I'm very worried because I don't think mine is going to come out as good.
Well, Kale, you're
near as
next
good as
up.
You want to go
Marcus.
next? Let's
Not
do
much
it.
choices there.
All right, Kale, let's spin this wheel. What do you got? All right. So where is this landing?
Give me something good.
Oh boy. Captain Carrot.
Let's go.
Yes.
Also,
yes,
I like how
that's beautiful.
So the Stepford Cuckoos are on here, but because it's so long, it just says the Stepford Cuck. So you almost got cucked there, Kale, but you're safe. So you got Captain Carrot, and keep in mind this can be cross universe too. So you might get a Marvel character. Okay, if it's the same thing, we're re-rolling. We're not doing another Lockjaw one. How did we get a Lockjaw twice?
No more Lockjaw.
Yeah.
All right, what's it gonna be? Something good.
Oh. It's Garfield.
Oh my God.
Garfield.
You have a Captain Carrot and Garfield
All right, I'm rolling.
story to tell.
It's gonna be a 4-issue series.
Oh, that's so easy.
That's not bad. That's not bad. 4 issues.
Oh, I like this.
This is gonna be
It's
really
a good
good.
pairing too. That's a good pairing.
Okay.
All right,
Oh,
started.
already.
So in the 90s, there was a cartoon called Garfield and Friends.
Mhm.
That's the world we're inhabiting.
Okay.
In the show Garfield and Friends, there was a B part to the show that was on a farm. It followed a pig, and various other
Yes,
animals.
yep.
I don't remember exactly what they were, but in this story, what I'm saying is that this is John Arbuckle's family. So he goes for, say, Easter, easy Easter story. And Garfield is on the farm with the rest of the farm animals. Captain Carrot is on his big multiverse trip with the time Rex, the time guy.
1 minute.
He's got the time bubble. They have to farm time carrots to fuel the time bubble, and also keep Garfield fed.
Can I have a question? Can I ask a question?
It's his time.
And destroy Mondays all at the same time.
Okay.
That's all I got.
And there's
All right.
There's multiversal time travel, so technically you might be able to destroy Mondays there. That might be
Finding
I can see like
ways
Garfield
to exist.
recognizes there's a time machine. He's like, I can finally wipe out Mondays. Is Garfield
wipe out my nemesis Monday.
Is Garfield the antagonist in this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm with
Yes.
it. Is it like Sunday Funnies kind of style?
Tyler,
how's
how
it
could it not
formatted?
be?
It's got to be
It's
right.
in that world.
Yeah, that's true. If it's in that world, you got to do it that way. I like that.
That's pretty fun. I really love Captain Carrot, and Garfield can talk, so that's amazing. I'm easily buying the first issue. I wouldn't even question that buy. And I mean, if it's well written, the premise is good. So if it's well written, I'm gonna pull this.
Yeah, I like this. I'm down for this.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm better at this than I think I am. That's what worries me.
Even Matt says I'd buy.
You buy that?
Wow.
I'd buy. I love it.
This feels like when they did the DC Hanna-Barbera
Matt says-
crossovers.
Matt says you guys have awful taste. That's harsh.
It's coming from somebody with awful taste, so it's just different taste, honestly.
Yeah, I'd buy.
Wow.
Okay. All right, so it's
Y'all
my
are
turn. Right?
too generous.
Chat, you guys buying? Matt's buying. Kefis is buying. All right. Good.
All right. I'm gonna. I guess I'll roll and see how
Yeah.
bad
Let's do
I
it,
can
Tyler.
All right. What do we got here? So it's going to be a oh boy, Swamp
Wow.
Thing story.
I can't believe it.
Swamp Thing, and all right, this gonna get complicated.
If I got in Swamp Thing, I would have just pulled my notebook from right here, started going through all my fanfic.
Oh, it could
what?
have been a Moira McTaggart.
Oh, yes.
Swamp Thing
Oh,
and
this is
Calendar
good.
Man story.
This is gonna be good.
Swamp Thing and
Okay.
Calendar Man, and then it's going to be
12 issues.
a 7-issue story.
Okay,
That's a
all
full
right.
Yeah.
arc, and you
Okay.
have 2 minutes.
All right. So which version? I can use any version of Calendar Man, right?
Whatever you want.
Okay. All right. Because there are 2 main versions, and there's a current. Okay. All right. Can I pitch? I'm the writer in this. I'm not pitching somebody else's story. I can't say like, oh, this is a Grant Morrison joint.
Yeah.
Right.
Or I could say it's in the vein of. I think that's people have used that for pitches.
Whatever you want, but you've used 30 seconds.
All right. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. So each issue of this will deal with a new holiday, bringing us across the whole year. And it's the Tom King version of Calendar Man that gets reborn during each holiday. The problem is that it's being born. He's being born in these different versions of. So there's a winter version, there's a fall version, there's a summer version, a spring version, and it's affecting the seasons now, which Swamp Thing recognizes through his inherent touch with the green. And because of this, for some reason, each time Calendar Man's reborn in each of the holidays, he gets a little stronger and stronger. And he's getting in touch with the actual holidays or the idea of the holidays, you know. I'm not going to give him Jesus powers on Easter or Christmas, though. But, like, he might have, like, ice powers and snow powers. And that's where the climax happens. It happens at the end of the year during Christmas. You know, it's a good Christmas ending. And I think ice and Swamp Thing is a good barrier to cross for Swamp Thing. But, yeah, that's Swamp Thing versus Calendar Man. I don't know. I feel like there could be a good title here. A Swamp Thing for all seasons. There we go. A little play on
on Tom King's.
All right,
So that's my story.
That's
good.
it. All
I'm
right.
good. Yeah.
So as soon as you started to get into the premise, I was like, okay, this is literally the only premise.
Yeah.
And you found it, so congrats. That was perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other way to go with that one.
I would easily buy the first issue, and I think I'm pretty sure that it would have a real emotional core somehow.
Yeah.
And it'd be this really deep look at a whole bunch of different things. So it'd
We're
probably
gonna
be
learn
really good. So I have to buy
Counterman's
it.
origin as a child. He
All
got
right, see.
he got beat every day of his life. And you just see the shadow of him getting beaten as a kid overlaying on one of those wall calendars, and like just page after page. And
It's all
Oh
all
my
the
God.
beatings are holiday themed.
Oh
Yep.
my
they-
That's
he has
absurd.
he has to kneel on cracked eggshells on Easter.
Yeah,
He gets crucified on Easter too. As a
All right,
he wouldn't be
I'll do
crucified
one.
on Friday. Oh, you want to do one? All right, cool. Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
Nice,
yeah,
yeah.
might as well.
While this spins, did you know there's an unpublished Swamp Thing story where he is the actual cross upon which Jesus was nailed?
Oh my
Absurd.
gosh.
I wonder why that wasn't published. All right, Sean, you got Brother Voodoo.
Ooh, okay. I like
All right.
that.
Brother
All right.
Voodoo. And
Rip Hunter is the
a-
character I was trying to think of.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Ooh, that almost
Oh,
got easy. You
okay.
almost got Wong.
Okay.
You almost got Wong, and I was like, that's just the Brother Voodoo story.
So
But
I got
Fang Foom would
I
be
got
great.
Batman, but it's Dick Grayson. It's Dick Grayson. Woo! Oh boy. All right. This is gonna be really weird.
I think you got the hardest one.
Maybe. Maybe. All right. Okay, so I'm starting my time.
Roll
So-
the dice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Whoops. Forgot that part.
Trying to cheat ass his own turn.
I got a 9. So I gotta book a
ooh.
9. Oh my god.
You got some
Yeah, you got the
room to
hardest one.
play.
You have officially a longer Dick Grayson Batman run than I think Grant Morrison had.
All right. Well, we're going to do it starting now. All right. So a dimensional portal has opened up that links the Marvel and DC universes. Brother Voodoo is the first on the scene as he is the Sorcerer Supreme. He crosses into the portal. It locks behind him, putting him in the DC universe. What he doesn't know is that at the same time, this created a connection between the hells of DC and Marvel. And so Dormammu now has access to the DC universe. Batman is the first superhero in the DC universe who comes on the scene and meets Brother Voodoo. And at first, obviously, he thinks he's going to be bad because he just came through a portal. But they converse. They do that hero thing. They converse and realize that he's not the threat. So Dormammu starts raining hell demons onto them, and Jericho Drum has to use his powers to stop this. Dick tries to connect with the Justice League, but it turns out that they've actually been trapped in whatever their space thing is by who's Raven's father? Trigon, thank you. So now Trigon and Dormammu have formed a bond.
That's not good.
Okay.
All right.
And Jericho Drum has to actually gift Dick Grayson some of his powers to team up and fight both of these villains. Where else can I go? Damn, I don't have an end. Fuck.
I mean,
That's all I got.
Not-
That's
not
all I
all
got.
of us had ends, so
Yeah, that's all I got.
I think you sold me on Trigon and Dormammu, even like those weren't the characters on here. But like, I was like, oh, that I can do.
Yeah, you had me at Trigon. You lost me at he gives Dick his magical powers.
Fair enough.
Because Dick has beaten Trigon without his magical powers before, so I don't.
Oh,
It's
I didn't even know that.
Dormammu.
I've-
Oh, do they
I've
fuse?
I've actually never seen Trigon in a comic book.
Is there a Dormammu Trigon fusion?
There has to be, of course.
Okay, that
Yeah,
makes
there
sense.
absolutely is.
And then a
Murphy
mech comes
said-
out.
Murphy says, "There's no way this is getting 9 issues."
Well,
This does
Maybe
sound like a
not.
DC round robin book, though.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah.
I mean, this was we're pitching.
All right.
Right?
Well, pull or pass. What are we doing? Or trade weight.
I'll pull this one. I'll pull the first 2 issues to see where it goes. I like Trigon and Dormammu crossing over. That's cool.
I would first be surprised that Marvel and DC are doing a crossover again. I have to get it.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean it's Brother Voodoo. I can't not pick up a Brother Voodoo book. It's one of my favorite characters. So
I'll take it.
I definitely can't pass.
All right. Well, no, Matt. I've never read New Teen Titans.
This guy doesn't know who Wildcat is. You think he's ever read the New Teen Titans?
I mean, DC's just not my bag, man. So I love DC, but the older DC stuff I just never read. Okay, so that's the game. That's the comic booker game.
That's good. That was fun.
Awesome. Glad you liked it. Let us know in the chat what you guys think about it. Write in. Get us all the different ways you can get us. Join our Discord server. Jack Araya joined our Discord server, which is awesome. Thank you for doing that. You guys can do the same by clicking a link we always have in the description of literally any episode you click on. There will be a link to the Discord. They work in perpetuity. So you just click that, come hang out with us, and let us know your thoughts about the game. And in the future, I'm probably going to add like modifiers, like they have to fight. They can't team up.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. I like
just
that,
different
yeah.
things like that.
Maybe instead of the issue length or whatever, maybe that could be the dice roll. You know, if you come with the pitch, and then it's, you know, the issue length is sort of immaterial, but the modifiers are what the dice roll is.
Make one of the modifiers Civil War tie-in.
Yes.
That's good.
Oh, dude, we got to play this again soon because I'm going to go nuts writing.
I was
these-
hoping
writing
somebody
these
would land on
modifiers.
NFL Super Pro that I threw on there. But
What?
you don't know famous Marvel character NFL Super Pro?
Stop. What?
That's
Was
that's
it a
thing.
Jack Kirby?
No,
Yes.
was it a Kirby creation? It might have been.
He did
Hey.
an NFL comic back in the day for sure. I don't know if it was from Marvel.
No, it says
thanks,
originally written
Bex, for
by
sub.
Fabian Nicieza and artist Jose Delbo.
There we go.
It's a good
Thanks,
design,
Beck, for
I will say.
the tier 1 sub to Jack Arai. I really appreciate that. Let's jump into the news. Let's jump into the news. We've got some things to talk about. Last week, we closed the show by talking about the Warner Discovery merger and what it would mean for DC Comics specifically. That's really what our angle was. This week, we've learned a little bit about what it could mean for DC Entertainment, which, you know, is everything DC. That's the movies, that's the comics, that's the video games, the TV shows, everything. So this report is coming from Variety, and they say that multiple sources are telling them that David Zaslav, who we mentioned earlier, who is the CEO of Warner Discovery, met with some of the top executives at Warner Media and Discovery specifically to talk about DC, because they want to kind of bring everything under one umbrella and align everything, kind of how Marvel has done it, where now there's full integration between, you know, the games, the TV shows, the movies, the comics, and the you know, it's everything. That isn't to say that they're all in one universe or that they reference each other or anything like that, just that they're synergistic. So, for example, it's no big shock that there's a game coming out based on Ghost Rider, Blade. What's their team?
Midnight Suns?
Thank you. There's a Midnight Suns game coming out around the same time that characters like Blade's getting his own movie. Moon Knight has his own show. I don't even know if he's on that team, but he makes sense for it. Ghost Rider's been in a lot of conversation. So just that's what I'm talking about. So DC, they want to do that more for DC. And then they also want to find a figurehead for DC Comics and DC overall. Basically, they're looking for a Kevin Feige. In addition to that, they specifically reference the fact that Warner Discovery feels like characters like Superman have been left to languish, quote unquote, and that he needs to be revitalized. Also, that they love what's been done with characters like Joker, and that there should be more of that. That what they've done with Joker, Suicide Squad, how they've managed to turn those characters and those brands into something special, is what they want to be emulating. All of that is like exactly what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing they could have said.
That guy must have listened to our show.
I told you he was on a burner.
That was him. That was him.
Yeah.
That really was him in the comments. That was his burner.
It strikes a bit of confidence, which is odd to say about the DCU. And I mean, I think the approach for something like Joker makes a lot of sense. I think when we even reviewed it initially, we made comparisons to being able to take a sort of auteur direction with it, something like a Logan, where again, super like massive popularity, and executed really well. And for them to say stuff about Superman, I think the idea of bringing hope probably makes sense and would resonate a lot, especially coming out of a pandemic. I think there's a lot you can sort of say there with Superman that allows you to be able to just play with those ideas. And you have a lot of strong writers in the stable right now. Whenever Tom Taylor does a Superman story, Tom King, or even Philip Kennedy Johnson right now, right? I think there's stuff you can draw on where these people are providing these more hopeful outlooks, maybe less so Tom King, but just outlooks with these superhero characters. And it sounds like good stuff. I want to wait the time to see it, but this is enough to be like, okay, I'm paying attention.
Mm. Yeah, I love this. I really, really hope they follow through. And I guess like I do want them to do a shared universe for sure. I really, really do. But I hope that they take a very different approach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that a shared universe has to look like the Marvel universe. I think that it can be done differently. I just think it has to be done by people who know what they're doing.
I think
hopefully they find those people.
With like a DC universe, though, you can do a shared multiverse instead. Like the Pattinson thing could live on its own, be its own Batman universe, and then you can have Shazam doing his own thing, where like Aquaman crosses into that. But then if you want to do like a crisis level event and have those multiverses collide, people understand the multiverse now. It is a mainstream idea. So if you break those barriers down for a big event, people will go fucking crazy for it, I think. And it could lead to like some really interesting storytelling points, like almost like the book we just like the Captain Carrot book that Kel just pitched. Where what if Pattinson's Batman was in, I don't know, I guess the Joker one kind of lines up too nicely, but if it was in, I don't know, like the Aquaman world or something, or like the Suicide Squad thing where everything's a little goofier, and then throw Shazam in the Joker universe, like just for like little bits and beats like that, I think that shared multiverse can be a thing.
I think it'd be a good approach to be able to sort of salvage what's already there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff new on.
Well, you know what? You know who's taking this as a sign that their time has come again? Snyder Bros.
I bet.
Come on, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
God,
Hashtag
Jesus.
Restore the Snyderverse was trending loudly once again because they are demanding that in this new regime they reinstate the Snyderverse following Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yo, let Ben Affleck chill.
Dude, he is chilling. He's got Jennifer Lopez. They just bought like a $150 million house or whatever. Dude, come on. He's gonna have to put the bat suit on just to pay for that.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Bring it back.
Yo,
It's not gonna happen.
I wonder if they can even do like the Watchmen stuff into this, add that into the multiverse.
Okay, Jeff Johns, hold on.
Wait, hold on a second. Hear me out.
I don't think that's the Snyderverse they were talking about.
What?
The pitch portion of the show is over, Marco.
I'm saying it's
My
there.
man was about to say, "What if?" no, what if?
It's there. They got it. They can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you know what
if it leaves some more blue dong on the screen, then restore the dong verse. That's what I have to say.
Got bat dong connecting that tissue.
Wow. That's awful. Speaking of dongs, we saw Bruce Wayne's dong in a comic once. Let's talk about
I
Batman.
have it. I could bring that in.
I have it too. I have it.
It's worth it.
That was a hell of a transition.
I had another one, but it got stepped on, so I had to do something else. So all week long, there was speculation about a new Rom V book that we were going to be getting. And first we didn't know what it was. Then we knew it would be Batman related. At some point, they had me thinking it was going to be a Dark Knight comic book, like the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight series, a comic based on that. Because of the logo that they used, it looked very, very similar.
Okay.
But as it turns out, that is not the case. It's actually Rom V and Rafael Albuquerque on Detective Comics coming in July. That's huge.
Yeah.
My man Rambi is up there. This is the big book that you get. Like not mainline, but this is as close to the next best thing.
Hey, he was my pick.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
This is where Tinian was while Snyder was on Batman. Like,
yeah.
Detective's a kingmaker.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is where Snyder was.
Where do you guys think, is it Detective or Batman that is the higher profile book? I think Batman by a smidge.
Batman,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Batman. Yeah, Detective Comics is like the world around it, I feel like always.
It's turned into like the Bat Team book, I think, too.
Yeah. Batman is definitely the bigger book, but I think they send whoever they want to work on Batman next, or whoever they want to like test run, they put them on Detective.
Warm them up.
So yeah, this is a big deal. We already know the premise too. DC has put out a description of the first story arc, and it says something is terribly wrong with Batman. No matter the test Bruce takes, nor the numbers he counts, the greatest detective in the world can't pin down the source of this creeping dread of his own inner demons and a looming mortality. They describe it as a gothic story with a terrifying mystery that will involve music. The draw of Batman as a character and that of the world around him has always been this blanket of tragedy. Yeah, somehow music is involved in this. There's some unknown musical source that's causing the demons of actual demons to be walking the streets of Gotham City. It's called Gotham Nocturne. Yeah, that's all we know so far about the first arc.
Is he bringing in the Music Meister? Oh, we said it at the same time.
I'm not sure. There is a cover. Tyler has one up, but there's another one that shows some kind of creature in the background. So maybe you guys would know if that is Music Meister. I never heard of that person before. So
it's a Batman
Music
Brave and the
Meister
Bold character.
Yeah, he's
okay.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, all right.
No way, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sean, you have to watch that episode. It is one of my favorite episodes of TV. It's a musical Batman episode with Black Canary and Batman teaming up.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty fun.
And Aquaman sings in it too, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a premise. Ram is notorious for including music in his comics. Blue and Green from Image Comics most recently, and then Radio Apocalypse, right?
Yep.
And so with that, I have utter faith that this is something that he really wants to talk about, and him using, let's say, we have an example of him using a character as a backdrop for some idea he wants to share. The Swamp Thing is being sort of that prime example. And if he's going to do that, one with music and then with Batman, I'm absolutely in. Plus, it's this sort of like operatic gothic horror, sold, easy sell.
It's also worth noting that Dave Stewart will be on colors, and the second arc will feature Ivan Reis. So
real good. And the
Is
backups.
this just going to be just Batman by way of Amadeus? Because that could kind of work.
I fuck with
That
that.
could be cool.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
And just to shout out the backups on these,
Yes,
Spurrier
please
is going
do.
to be writing with Danny.
mm.
Real good.
That's almost a draw in and of itself. Cy Spurrier, Danny Gotham book, or we don't know if it's Batman specific, but it is in the Gothamverse. Did they say who's going to be part of that?
It's supposed to be Jim Gordon is going to be doing that. He's as a private investigator for his latest cases as they weave into the investigation by Batman.
Yes. Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm in for sure. What I'm not in on are NFTs.
Well,
NFTs nuts.
Not fucking taking it.
So this was probably the comic story this week that had me just saying, "What the fuck?" Like,
no, it's NFT.
Not WTF. Yeah.
not WTF. Yeah, got my acronyms messed up. So Archie Comics, that's got to be like one of the oldest American comics, right? Like consistently published.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
Pure Americana. Yeah.
And I mean, they've done really well at revitalizing the brand. Riverdale, I know it was a hit. I don't know if it still is, but
Do you want to hear the state of Riverdale just quickly?
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
They're introducing time travel into the show this season.
nice.
Yo, let's
So-
go.
What? Wait, were they playing comic booker? Like, how did that happen?
Oh,
You got me,
Sean.
man.
Riverdale is bonkers. I don't
Yeah.
watch, but I like to know what's happening. At one point,
same.
they flash forwarded to the future, and then Archie joined a war, or no, he
That's
was
right.
in prison.
Join the army.
He joined an army, and he was in prison, and he started a fight club, and there was a demon, and then Sabrina's back, but it's Sabrina from the Netflix show. It's weird.
Yeah, Archie goes to fight in the war, but the war is World War One, but everybody else is in the present.
Yeah.
And he comes
Wow.
back like he's fought in a war.
That's actually really cool, but it's also really weird. Like,
Honestly,
that doesn't
Sean,
sound like it belongs in that. But
I think
Yeah,
you would
and
love
that's Riverdale.
Riverdale. You like Dawson's Creek, and you like Buffy. I think you would really like Riverdale because it's just hokey shit like that.
Just
you might be right.
just the first like 2-3 seasons, because like after that it goes off the wall.
Not in our episode, but KJ Apa just got cast in the Wonder Twins movie,
Uh-huh.
so
Oh,
Wild news.
more comic book stuff for him.
This
Well, yeah.
I was gonna say this news, this Archie NFT news makes complete sense because Archie is the last bastion of anything culturally relevant. So
Mhm.
now, when this fails with Archie, NFTs can go off in a corner and die.
I sure hope so. So here's the situation. Oh man. All right, here's the press release. For over 80 years, Archie Comics has shaped youth culture and fan communities. Now generations of Archie stories, even that, just that premise,
Right.
are creating the foundation for a new chapter. One that's co-created by fans. So basically, the idea is that you will pay $66.66 each, which I suppose is tying into Sabrina, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, afterlife stuff.
You will then get an NXT or an
We are NFT.
you will get an NFT. There are 66,666 characters and 3 billion outcomes. And basically then after that, it gives you access to the blockchain where you, the person who paid $66.66, can now help them tell stories. You can write, you can draw, whatever you can do, you can put stories onto this blockchain for Archie Comics.
How quickly does it turn into /fic?
I mean, that's all it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's Archie Comics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says Archieverse Eclipse collectors will be able to create and submit new storylines for their characters with the opportunity to see their work become canon. The creators of selected submissions will be granted story credits and more from future comics integration. So basically, they're charging you to tell stories within the Archieverse. And if your story becomes canon, meaning that they will most likely make money off of it, you will get a story credit.
Nice.
So-
I've always wanted to see my name on a book.
This is like, you know how like you never work for free. This is the next step in capitalism.
Yep.
Pay to work.
for free.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, this is not even an NFT, right? This is just a coin. Because an NFT doesn't have 66,000 variations and won't have the potential for 3 billion outcomes. That's
They
just
can.
a coin at that point.
No, they can just use like, I'm sure like this flaming book can be a different color and all that kind of stuff. It's just layered images on top of a main image that then, yeah. Archie is like the Internet Explorer of comic book publishers. It's just everything runs on a delay, pretty much. Like
just hire creators.
that means you have to pay them.
So this could easily be a segment of good idea, bad idea from Animaniacs or whatever.
Yeah.
Because right now we're talking about the bad idea. And then in a moment, we're going to be talking about the good idea. This is one of the worst ideas that I've ever heard. And that's harsh. But comic book fans so far don't seem to really love the NFT thing. They don't like it.
No.
Other than Marco, I haven't heard anybody like, yes, NFTs. So off rip, bad. But then when you add on the fact that now, not only is Archie saying, hey, we're delving into NFT, we're also delving into conscripting fans to tell our stories for us. We're getting paid for it. We're not even paying you. Imagine you're the fan who pays $66.66. Like that, like the flavor of it makes it better. No, bitch, it makes it worse.
hey guys, with the Patreon money, you can help the Comics Pals purchase a Archie NFT.
That's how we're gonna launch Kale's career. We're gonna fund Kale to tell stories in the Archieverse, and he's gonna get his credit in these books, maybe.
Finally, I'm gonna get to move to Riverdale, just like I've always dreamed, which will be a direct shot to Nickelodeon and the Power Rangers.
Unreal.
The American
Goes up in
dream.
the Bronx.
Although the train wreck that could be Crypto Bro comic book writing, kind of appealing from like I kind of want to see what this fucking sounds like point of view.
I mean, Riverdale can't get worse.
Just
It only
wait.
goes up. The funny part is that this is not coming out until May 16th to coincide with the Blood Moon, but they announced it during.
Is that real?
Yeah. And that's why they did it. It's all within like the horror Archie universe.
Yeah.
But they announced it during essentially like Easter, which I thought was pretty funny.
Nice.
That's when they decided to make this announcement about Satan and the numbers of the devil.
So they're putting out this whole NFT thing instead of continuing Afterlife with Archie. Still waiting on the next issue.
What the fuck is that?
I love how Marco's trying to find the silver lining in this piece of shit announcement.
He's trying to find the pagan silver lining.
This is rough. Like there's no more credibility. No more.
I will say it's interesting that they're going to maintain the writing on the blockchain. Not that it's good, that's going to be good or bad or whatever. Just that
It'll be bad.
interesting. It's an interesting approach to be able to leverage the actual blockchain technology, which I appreciate.
Okay, so what will that mean?
Well, I mean, beyond it just being housed there, nothing. But it's an interesting way to use it, rather than just using it as a ledger or being able to record transactions. You can have actual content within the blockchain, which is different.
How?
Because you're not just recording like encrypted transactions. You're not just saying this person paid this person. You're saying, oh,
My
there's a full
eyes are.
story
I'm glazing over already.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I just got an alert, guys. Though Archie Comics just announced Archie meets Elon Musk also coming out next month.
Nice.
Archie, Veronica buys Twitter.
Oh my god. All right. Well, that was the bad idea. Good idea. Hire creators. which is what IDW is doing. IDW is doing the exact opposite of what Archie Comics is doing. Archie Comics is stealing your money for you to write for them on the blockchain. IDW is paying top tier creators and new creators, by the way, to work in physical and digital, to be fair, comics. Beautiful. That's what we're talking about on our main topic. Big names, Scott Snyder, G. Willow Wilson, and more are going to be telling exclusive stories in IDW. I don't know if that's something I ever thought I would say, but we're here. Twitch fam, we'll be back in 5. Everybody else, stay tuned. Thank you. And we'll be back in a minute. All right, we are back. Thank you guys for waiting. Really appreciate you. If you're still with us, if you're watching on Twitch and you haven't followed, please do follow. If you would consider subscribing, you can use your Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime subscription. You can throw that our way. We make money off it. It costs you absolutely nothing. Always appreciate that. You want to give someone a sub yourself. Anything you guys want to do is super appreciated. If you're on YouTube, like the video. If you're still here, you're probably enjoying it. So like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel. All those things are free to do. They help us out a lot more than they cost you. Let us know what you thought about the game. Leave us a comment in the comment section. And yeah, let us know what you thought about that.
Hey, freaking Shenron's here. Everybody make a wish.
Hey, what's up, Shenron?
Bring back Chaozu. Did they ever waste a wish on that? No, it was like Krillin that would waste wishes on.
Wow, come on, Kurin.
Yes. All right. So IDW, I would say, what would you say, Marco? Like maybe 5th down, 6th?
5th or 6th. Yeah,
Jesus.
About. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
What do you put above IDW? It's a Marvel DC Image.
Marvel
3.
DC Image,
Horse.
Boom, and
Yeah,
Dark Horse.
Easy.
Yeah.
Man, Archie, no love.
Archie's small, bro. They only have.
I guess so, yeah.
Literally just have Archie and the Sonic comics.
Which I thought IDW
And-
also has Sonic
Yeah,
comics.
IDW has that now.
Also have it. Yeah.
So this is a power play. This feels to me like a more official version of what Boom has been doing. So let's get into the announcement first. So IDW has announced the IDW Originals Initiative, which is basically just their play for big, epic genre stories across various genres like supernatural, science fiction, fantasy, just all manner of different kinds of things. Spearheaded by Mark Doyle, which is a big deal. Mark Doyle is a former editor at DC. Particularly, he was the guy behind Batman. I believe that he was an editor during Snyder's run.
Yep.
Which my mini head theory is that Mark Doyle's presence at IDW is the reason that Scott Snyder is doing this. That's my theory.
That makes a lot of sense.
And also, Snyder seems to be taking every single job offered to him. Like, he's putting out the most input I've ever seen him put out.
Everywhere.
Part of it's probably to make up for the losses from Comixology.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll work for IDW. Archie, yeah, I'll pay $66.66. What? No problem.
Scott Tober flopped.
Oh man. Do a comic with Rob Liefeld? Yes, I hate feet too.
We know that's not true for you, Sean. I know you're talking in Scott's voice, but
hey, what? I've never confirmed or denied any kind of interest in feet at all.
okay, all right, fine, fair. I'll write down, put that on the Wildcat list. All right.
All right. So Mark Doyle said, a year ago, we gave ourselves a mission to make IDW the destination for premier talent and rising stars. This is an unprecedented moment in IDW's history, and there's been a tremendous team effort from our creative and editorial teams and everyone at the company to develop a stellar slate of original stories, and we're having a blast doing it. Now, they did put out a little trailer, I guess, which shows some of the hits that they've had over the years, like 30 Days of Night, Lock and Key, and then other books.
Whoa, hey, Kanto's good, bro. And
I hear
Winona
Kanto's
Earp,
good. Yeah.
I like Kanto a lot. It's nice.
Nice.
And Winona Earp made it to sci-fi, so I don't know.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
That's fair.
I don't know where
Hey.
you get off.
You're right, dude. I'm just a lowly podcast host. So, but this is now their opportunity, they feel, to put out books that are of the quality and of the notoriety of the aforementioned titles. So this is what they're working with. And all of these will be coming out between now and it appears to be now between now and like 2023. But these are the first 9 books that we're going to be getting. So first up is Dark Spaces Wildfire. This is the Scott Snyder book. It is billed as a thriller by Scott Snyder with art by Hayden Sherman. And it's described as following a group of female inmate firefighters, deep into the smoldering California hills where their desperate heist of a burning mansion will lead them to the score of a lifetime or a deadly trap.
Okay.
Interesting.
Never heard of this artist, but got good stuff. Looking at on Twitter.
That's good. Imagine getting a Scott Snyder book. Like people don't really recognize your name, then you get a Scott Snyder book.
Oof.
Good stuff.
That's
My
fantastic.
man's about to blow up.
Yo.
Yeah, it's an interesting premise. I mean, I feel like Scott is really good at, coming up with this is the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whether you like what comes after that or not, I think that's one of his talents.
I like the subtle commentary baked within it too, like the female inmate firefighters in California. Like that was a huge deal last year before.
Past few years.
And more going forward too.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I think that could be really interesting.
Good place for like rife with tension,
Yeah.
So it's worth pointing out that there will absolutely be names on this list that you will not know. There are people on this list, like we didn't know Hayden Sherman. Not all of that will be because the person is like brand new to comics. Some of it will just be because they're like maybe like lower mid tier and they're not on our radar yet. But some of these people are actually like very new. So it's really cool that they're doing this. This is I like to some degree it's what I kind of wish Substack had done. I understand why they didn't. It's a different thing. I get it. But I would have been a lot happier with the Substack announcements if you did have a Scott book. Maybe one of them is a new artist who's talented but just hasn't had their shot. Stuff like that. But anyway, I digress. True Cult. Is that how you guys would say this?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, because there's V's replacing the U's. True Cult, a 5-issue miniseries written by Scott Bryan Wilson with art by Liana Kangas. Liana is definitely one of those names that's like low tier, but she's working, or it might be they. I'm sorry, I don't know. Either way, Liana is working their way up the ranks, and this is a huge opportunity. Huge opportunity. So this is described as introduces Marty Tarantella, a down on his luck loser whose last ditch scheme to escape a lifetime of fast food service sets him on a collision course with a cult of violent, devil worshipping lunatics.
This looks like fun.
All right.
I really like Liana Kangas' art. So this I think out of all of them, this is the one where I was like, yeah, I'm kind of really interested in this one.
Real cool.
Yeah, this one didn't do it for me.
Really? Okay. This feels like Clerks meets like if the guys from Clerks read the Necronomicon. Like this is what I'm feeling.
Clerks meets Evil Dead.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That would actually fit.
You booking?
I bought that.
I got a big announcement
Okay.
to make about True Cult.
Oh, Scott Brand Wilson is doing Pennyworth at the moment.
Okay.
The show?
Okay.
The comic.
Oh.
So up next we have Crashing, a 5-issue miniseries that's written by Matthew Klein with art by Morgan Beam, described as throws open the doors of an emergency room filled with casualties of a superhuman war, where Rose Osler, a doctor on her own path of addiction and recovery, faces the most dangerous day of her medical career. This is right up my alley.
This is cool. And Morgan Beam, real good artist. She did the Swamp Thing, Twin Branches with Maggie Stiefvater, some like German writer, and then it's a YA book. But she also has done a webtoons with Ryan Cady, I believe. She's a real good artist. A lot of stuff in watercolor, and that's my jam. So this is a buy for me for her and for the premise.
Premise sounds like something from Astro City.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I
yeah.
can see that living there.
I'm into that, yeah.
Next, we have Earth Divers, an ongoing series written by Stephen Graham Jones with art by David Gianfelice. It unites 4 indigenous survivors in an apocalyptic near future as they embark on a bloody one-way mission to save the world by traveling back in time to kill Christopher Columbus and prevent the creation of America. Whoa.
Nice.
That's cool.
Well, as someone who hates America, I love this.
I don't know.
About it.
I like. Oh wait, because is this too close to pirates for you, Sean? Is that why?
Part of it. I also think like, oh yeah, you're gonna go back in time and kill Christopher Columbus. Okay, yeah, great.
Why do you like? I've never heard that premise before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like I wouldn't necessarily care for a story that said, yeah, we're gonna go back in time and kill Hitler. Like it's easy. It's like, okay, yeah, wow, yeah, we'd all do that.
Oh, easy.
Well, in the sense of like, if someone said to you, would you go back in time and kill Hitler? Most people are gonna say, yeah, of course. I hate him.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's butterfly effect. The thought process is there. I get it. But I don't know. I don't want to know what happens.
Yeah, I think the interesting part of the premise here doesn't seem to be in the solicit. Like the interesting part to me, at least, is okay. So what happens when they kill Columbus?
Right.
Sure.
If it's just about them killing Columbus, like, big deal. He was dumb. He couldn't even find fucking India or whatever. Like, I don't care what he can die.
I also don't see how this would be hard to do. Like, if you have the ability to go back in time, you can probably kill Christopher Columbus extremely easily.
We don't know. What if they don't have the
Sneeze on
lethal
him.
weaponry or all that? Sneeze on him.
What if he's like Mad Brolic?
I don't know what that means.
He's
You know
big and
what Brolic
strong.
is?
No.
Interesting.
Is that a New
All
York
right.
thing too?
Yeah, I would say so. Up next, we have Dead Seas, a 6-issue mini written by Cavan Scott with art by Nick Brokenshire. That's a cool last name. I wonder if it's real. Transforms a cynical convict into a reluctant hero when he's trapped on a sinking prison ship swarming with ghosts. Can he unite desperate criminals, pirates, there's that word, and brutal guards as they try to escape a watery grave? Sounds pretty cool. Cavan Scott wrote the Star Wars
High Republic.
High
stuff.
Republic stuff, yeah, and that was well received.
He
Doctor Who as
did a
well.
lot on Doctor Who while Jess was there, and it's some of the best stuff they put out. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah,
This will be good.
this is an easy buy.
Love a pirate.
Yeah, especially for that.
That's the only like downside part.
That's where it ends.
Yeah, like if pirates are more a part of it than the premise suggests, then I won't be able to pull it again after issue 1.
I appreciate you sticking to your guns there.
Yeah. Let's talk about Golgotha Motor Mountain. It's a 5-issue mini written by Matthew Ehrman and Lonnie Nadler with art by Ryan Lee. It's described as a high-octane redneck motor massacre about 2 meth-cooking brothers and their attempt to make it home in one piece as all manner of cosmic alien horrors are hot on their tail. Whoa. That's wild.
Actually pretty funny. Ehrman and Nadler sound like really familiar names.
Yeah.
Nadler was it was like Thompson Nadler, Zach Thompson and Lonnie Nadler. They did a lot of stuff together.
Okay. Matthew Ehrman also. I'm trying to figure out where they wrote.
I would say this is one of those mid-tier creative teams. Like this is a creative team you might could know, who have done some Marvel, DC stuff, just like Kevin Scott.
The premise sounds really fun though. Maybe fun's not the word. Because it sounds like it's going to be really graphic in terms of like Lovecraftian body horror, but that fun in that way, I think.
Meth head body horror.
I mean, that's redundant at that point.
My first thought was fear, because I was thinking like, gosh, imagine if I was in this. Like a redneck motor massacre about 2 meth cooking brothers. I don't survive that. Forget about the alien invasion. That part is the horror. You don't need aliens.
The meth angle.
Matthew Ehrman did Witchblood for Vault Comics. If that rings a bell.
Kale, what's the confusion?
I just like I'm trying to figure out like where your brain went, because like for you to be part of this, immediately you would have to leave New York. And that happens twice a year.
That's not true. But also there are redneck places all over New York.
New York City?
Been to Staten
Island? There's parts, yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Also, I was just inserting myself in a situation where there are 2 redneck meth heads. I don't care where it is on Earth. If I'm in that situation, it's a horror movie.
It's probably Long Island.
I avoid Long Island.
Jacariah says sci-fi Breaking Bad.
There you go.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling.
There you go.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Up next is Arca. Tyler, you got to rectify that, dude.
I know. I kind of like
the first season.
I like the bit of me saying never seen Breaking Bad. I think it's more fun than actually watching it. But
you are that type of dude. I really think you'd like Better Call Saul. That is up your alley.
I've watched that. It's good. It's even funnier that I watched that and not Breaking Bad. All right.
Arca is actually an original graphic novel. So this is our first OGN, written by Van Jensen with art by Jesse Lonergan. Described as leaves a dying Earth behind as billionaires establish a luxurious new society out among the stars, tended to by teenage indentured servants. But one girl discovers that the good life promised for their years of servitude was a lie.
Dig it. Billionaires, luxurious society in space. Okay, you got me.
Marco's wet dream.
In a way, this kind of reminds me of I think it was called Sector 9 or Section 9, something like that. Matt Damon is in it.
Are you thinking of the one by the guy to District 9?
District 9 maybe is what it was called.
But there was a sequel that was, oh shit, what's the name of that movie? I know what you're talking about though. He has like a mech suit, like a sort of a mech suit thing. It's like an exoskeleton.
Yes. Yeah.
It begins with an E. Elysium. There we go. Thanks, Jeff.
Elysium, right. Yeah.
Underrated movie.
Yeah.
It's not District 9 levels, but it's a pretty decent sci-fi movie.
That was a sequel to District 9?
I didn't know that.
I don't think it was. I think it was more of a spiritual, maybe some slight references to that world.
That sounds right.
Huh.
But I think it's kind of its own thing.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Hill Twins? Glad you guys are here. All right. So yeah, I'm into it. That sounds cool.
This is
that sounds cool.
Jesse Lonergan, who did the Image Comics one-shot Hydra, which was pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, good, real good art, real good visual storyteller.
Nice. We've got 2 left. Next up is The Sin Bin, a 6-issue miniseries written by Robbie Thompson with art by Molly Murakami, described as hits the road with washed-up hockey player Dale Duquesne,
Yeah.
who moonlights as a monster hunter during away games with his daughter Kat in tow, hoping to find her mother's killer. Yeah. Yup.
The Sin
All right.
Bin sounds like something you'd shove a Rainbow Dash action figure into.
I think Matt Murphy has a sin bin in his house.
Definitely does.
Can confirm. Can at least he had one in college. That's for sure.
All manner of horrors.
Yeah. I like this premise a lot,
yeah.
though. I think this is a real fun premise.
Yeah.
Hockey player, like vampire hunter sort of thing. It's like Wayne Gretzky and Van Helsing into one person, which could be fun.
Dude, I went to Casey Jones. I was like, yo, I want a
Yeah.
Casey Jones mini.
I was thinking of Wild Dog from DC as well.
Who's that?
It's not Wild Cat. It's different.
Their cousins.
Sportsmaster.
Yeah, I will absolutely buy this. And then last and definitely not least, this was my favorite announcement by far. The Hunger and the Dusk, a 12-issue story. It says 12-issue storyline, which makes me feel like they're leaving it open for more. Written by G. Willow Wilson, with art by Chris Wildgoose. Is Wildgoose a distant cousin of Wildcat and Wild Dog? Yeah,
they're part of the Wildstorm universe, actually. Yeah.
It's described as upends an age-old conflict between humans and orcs by introducing a new, deadlier species. Fragile alliances form and unexpected romances blossom as former enemies wade into battle together to save their 2 races. So, first of all, G. Willow Wilson is, for those of you who might not know, the writer and also one of the co-creators behind Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel is one of the biggest hits of the last 10 years if you're talking about a new character being introduced. So that's already great. And I think G. Willow Wilson is one of the best writers in comics. However, I have never read a G. Willow Wilson creator-owned book.
Oh, I think I read her original OGN before Miss Marvel. I can't remember what it was called. It was good. Yeah, it was good.
And so this represents to me an opportunity to see her in a completely different light. Not to mention the fact that on Twitter, she talked about this and said that she has like decades worth of stories in mind. I don't know if that means decades of like time in this world or like our human decades. Like she could be doing decades worth of storytelling.
And yeah, what I read made it sound like she's been working on this a long time.
Yes, this was absolutely. So no matter what the answer to that is, I want it.
Yep,
I want it. This sounds phenomenal.
The fact that this has orcs for me, I popped. I was like, oh, yep, let's go.
Big orc guy.
Big orc guy.
What-
Anytime I play a game has orcs in it, I'm an orc.
Playing orc massage, aren't you?
Do you remember why we know that? Because of that game that weird like game.
Orc massage.
Orc massage. Okay, yeah. That's what it was.
Yep.
Can't wait for orcs and humans.
I
look that up,
really like
Twitch.
this.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Marco, did you get that game?
No, I didn't.
Are you lying?
I didn't.
Are you lying
You
again?
lying.
No, I didn't. Steam wasn't.
Marco. So I think out of this list, like the sword and fantasy book was missing, and this is kind of it here.
Yeah.
And
Sword and
this
sorcery.
Yeah, this kind of really scratches an itch for me. I feel like I'm not reading enough of that in comics right now. It's weird. Like we had a deluge of that a couple years back, and then it just dropped off. I've read Invisible Kingdom, which I believe that's G. Willow Wilson's Dark Horse book with Christian Ward. That I really enjoyed.
My God.
Yeah, Invisible Kingdom. That was part of the Burger Books thing. Apparently, it's still ongoing. So, I remember reading at least the first trade of that and enjoying it. It's a fun little space book. It's like if you mix a FedEx worker with a bounty hunter. I liked it a lot. And then there's like real religious overtones where it becomes like sci-fi fantasy too. So I have a lot of faith in G. Willow Wilson's writing chops. You know, I haven't read anything by her where I was like, it's mostly like, oh, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I gushed enough. I think this is going to be really special. This list for me, as we evaluate what they're putting out and kind of discuss what this means for them and what this means for comics, this list is cool. What it doesn't include is whatever the John Ridley book is going to be, because John Ridley is also going to be a part of this, but it seems like John's book will be a 2023 book. So I feel like anything John Ridley is always later. It's always like later on. You'll get this down the line.
Yeah,
it's never
like,
now.
It's like that girlfriend in Canada you had. You know, like it's just growing up. Nobody. No. Okay, never mind.
I married my girlfriend in Canada.
Oh, well, there you go. But like, yeah, John Ridley books are always like, yeah, we got one of those. I swear, I promise. And then it's a book with pictures and prose. I'm like, oh, that's not a comic book. All right, whatever.
Yeah. This list was missing a really like a huge sci-fi story that takes place in space. That's what I wanted that I didn't get. Like a sprawling, epic sci-fi story with a big name attached that matches G. Willow Wilson's presence on her fantasy book.
Okay.
Other than that fact, though, I think this list hits a lot more than it misses in terms of premise.
Agreed.
The creative teams that feature people we know are all good, and the ones that we don't know, the creators, the premises are tight. Even the ones that weren't for me, sure, they're all good. Like you guys reacted to the ones I didn't.
Yeah.
So
even like the way this was announced, even from like a PR perspective, like all the covers are catchy.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So there's at least something eye-catching there. But even if you don't recognize the team, there's something like, oh, okay, this looks interesting. And also like bookending the announcement with Snyder and G. Willow Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
It's great. Like this is an actual comic book company banking on new talent.
Right. Banking on talent.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if IDW has ever won harder. Like this is an absolute win right now. As it stands right now, IDW has my attention in terms of announcements more than any other company. Whether the books deliver on that is up to the creators, but IDW did their job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As Tyler said, from a presentation standpoint, you couldn't ask for more. You, unknown, fresh face, the announcement of your book is alongside Snyder's book.
Yep.
G. Willow Wilson's book. That's incredible. That's huge.
What was the name of the Rising Stars for Marvel?
This is the Stormbringers.
Just these guys. These are the
Young Guns.
the
The
young
young
guns.
guns.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Young Guns.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And like,
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
even in terms of like in terms of the genre, it's kind of running the gamut there. But also like there's miniseries, there's graphic novels, like there is literally something for everyone here.
Yeah.
There's diverse
Absolutely.
creators, you know, like it's this is one of the best just like comic book announcements I've seen in a while. Much better than that goddamn Archie NFT.
Right.
But you could dictate where this story goes. I can't tell.
Where's the
people
mute
where
button?
they're
Can we
gonna do
mute
their
Marco
writing.
real quick?
There's a website you can go to called fanfiction.net.
AO3, baby.
Oh, right. Yeah, that too. So what do you guys think this means? Obviously, for IDW, it means that they're on the radar. They have Scott Snyder, they have G. Willow Wilson, they have John Ridley sometime soon, TM, and these phenomenal premises. If it translates into sales, we know that some will. It's inevitable. Some of these books are going to do great because of who's attached. Does this have the potential to shake up what is a clear top 5 publishing companies in the industry? It's not going to touch Marvel or DC, obviously, but getting past them, can this impact anything?
Not yet. I think it could. I think if IDW continues this initiative and continues to court new creators and find new talent with new stories, I think it could. Yeah, I think IDW could unseat Image, not with themselves, but I think they could push Boom up.
I think the number of books is also important. One of the things that we've complained about Image in the past is obviously creator owned and creator focused, but sometimes there's just such a volume of them that I can't pick up every single number one. And I think that this is a good, was it like 9 titles? Okay, fine. There's a good variation there for a bunch of people to be able to pick it up. And if somebody happens to really like the just independent space there, like a new book a month or 2 every month, that's like prime for being able to buy that. I like that a lot. Oh, Cat's in the chat. And I think this is going to take time as well. If this is successful, rotating in new storylines, maybe not necessarily filling the same genres, but just getting the same set kind of talent and hunger from people to be able to tell their stories and not exceeding this number of books, I think is probably the good strategy moving forward.
It's also worth pointing out that they announced the length of every single one of these books, which expresses confidence that they will release.
Yep.
That's a huge sign because that increases the value of my purchase. If I know that this is going to come to go the distance, I'm way more invested because at the very least, I will get to see the full story.
Yeah.
Huge.
It's better than those like Marvel books that just get announced and you don't know like what it is. Is this a mini? Is this a limited series? What's the difference between a mini and a limited series? Like, I like how there is an expectation already set.
Yeah. And it's also worth pointing out that not all of them are that. One of these is an OGN. That's huge.
Yep.
The format there plays a lot.
The announcement also talks about how they will be putting out YA novels and different things like that in 2023. So they have bigger plans to try to like hit more spaces, which is great. As an announcement, I think this is huge. I think that Image is a loser here. They didn't. How is it possible that for all these years in a row now, they don't have the new Scott Snyder? I think they have Nocterra, right?
Sure, yeah.
Which is a huge book, but why don't they have this book? To me, that's nuts.
But this also feels like a book where it's like, hey, Scott, we need you to come up with a book. We have this new initiative. Come up with something.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
But I think to Sean's point, why isn't Crashing or True Cold or Earth Divers an Image book?
Sure. No, I think that's the bigger thing. Yeah.
They had a corner of the market that now became a vacuum, and there are people like IDW now filling that space.
Yep.
And that's not necessarily harming, but that's the negative effect for Image.
I think that Dark Horse is on the clock now because Dark Horse has the stronger IP. There's no doubt about that. But I think when it comes to, quality original storytelling, I don't think of Dark Horse for that. When you get past what they're publishing as far as Hellboy or the thing that Kale really loves, the
Black Hammer.
Black Hammer.
Oh.
Thank you.
I was gonna say Lobster Johnson.
When you get past that, I don't think of Dark Horse for like premium original stories. IDW is putting them on notice. And it may not be that this year or next year is when we see that effect, but if a James Tinian says, hey, wow, Scott had a great experience working with IDW, Mark Doyle's there, that's huge. You know what? Yeah, I'll do a book with them. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. We were not talking about Boom before Something is Killing the Children. Just weren't doing it. Now they're everywhere.
And also, like, the other end of the equation is, like, they could be making new stars.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man. Yeah.
This is like,
Absolutely.
this is where Chris Wildgoose kind of, you know, cut his teeth, you know, 5 years from now. Oh, yes, remember that Chris Wildgoose book that with G. Willow Wilson? Like, they could be that publisher, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's a win all the way around. It's rare that we get to talk about just a purely amazing comic announcement. And I'm so happy that it's IDW that we're discussing right now. Really, really happy because, again, they needed this. They needed this bad. And this is the power of a tremendous editor. I'm putting this on Mark Doyle.
Yeah. I'm assuming he had, you know, the idea there to pass through on the higher ups. Yeah, good effort. A great effort because you're expanding the scope of comics here and for IDW.
Absolutely. You can expect us to be reviewing a number of these on Palace Pulls, and I guarantee you that those will be the first IDW books we're even considering for that show. So that tells you a lot. A show that's dominated by Marvel and DC.
I got to slip in a Sonic issue before then, I guess.
No, that's not going to happen.
Just quickly before we transition out of the show, Mad Cave Studios also opened to creator-owned titles this weekend.
Right.
They're not a huge company, but the more studios opening for creator-owned is only good news for
creators.
the industry. So yeah,
and fans. And I think that's the point that I want to leave this on, is that IDW has done everything that they can. The creators have done what they can. Now, if you are a person who says, you know what, I'm tired of Marvel, I'm tired of DC, whatever, well, this is something new. This is something new from creators you love. It's something new from creators you don't know. And I think if you can afford it, if it's within your budget, it's worth taking a look at least some of these and saying, hey, I support it when comic book companies do the right things, and do the things that appeal to me. You have to show up for situations like this, or this doesn't happen. It's a huge gamble. How much did it cost to pay Scott Snyder to do this? Show up. I'll be showing up. Thank you guys for showing up to the show. We appreciate you all watching. We did announce our Patreon, as we mentioned earlier. So that's patreon.com/thecomicspals. There's a link in the description. We thank you ahead of time to every single person who decides that they want to take that next step with us and become a more entrenched part of our community. We're really, really pumped for what this could mean for us, what it can mean for you guys. So thank you. We really, really appreciate it. It's been a labor of love for 5 years, and it's going to continue.
Can I give a little teaser what you can expect on the Patreon Palin' Around episode?
Yeah.
We've mentioned multiple times on the show that Sean has a reaction to dairy. We finally get the 0 issue for that in this episode.
If you've ever wanted Sean's supervillain origin, this is it.
This is the Joker moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually. We all give up a story like that. I think that if you're a core listener, you will get a lot out of being a part of our Patreon. I really do. Jack Arias says, glad to catch us live and chat, get involved. Thank you so much for coming and watching us live. It means the world. Really, really appreciate it. YouTube.com/The Comics Pals if you want to watch us not live. Subscribe for free, like the video, share it with your friends. All that stuff's free, helps us out a lot more than it costs you. If you want to watch us live, twitch.tv/The Comics Pals every single Saturday for this very show at 10:15 a.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, not anymore, for Pals Pulls. You want to come to us on Thursdays for Pals Pulls. This week, I don't know what we're going to be talking about. It's going to be fun. Check Wednesday, our social media. Check our Discord server, which you can join right now. There's a link to that in the description. Join there. You will learn the books we're going to be reading on Thursday. Should be a fun time as always. You don't know, we might be drinking. And if we're drinking, that's how you get stuff like the clips that we post every single week on social media. Twitter, Instagram,
not just from
TikTok.
the booze, Sean.
Huh?
That's not just from the booze.
Well, so what's it from then, Tyler?
We're all four
Doing it for
fucked
the
up
vine.
people.
Man, I wish Vine was still around.
Dude, Vine was so
Yeah.
good.
You know how many nights I lost to Vine? And I go ahead.
It's TikTok now.
No,
It's not the
TikTok is
same.
not Vine.
Vine had a
it's not.
specific energy. Some
Yeah.
TikToks have it, but TikTok as a whole is a more corporate Vine, I feel.
What?
Yeah, Vine is not TikTok, or TikTok is not Vine. They're not the same.
Yeah, agreed. Book clubs, as I said earlier, Doctor Strange The Oath is our next book club. Hill Twins, you'll like that one. Don't know if you guys have read it, but that's your favorite hero. So we'll be doing a book club on that. That will be dropping on the first Tuesday of May. So that would be the 3rd.
Yep.
So check that out. And then listen to our Batman Black Mirror book club. It's out now. It's there waiting. Go read Black Mirror. Buy it for your fiance, your husband, your wife, whatever. And then listen. Get them to listen. It's
Get them
great.
to download on a separate device and listen from a different account, and then do all that stuff. You know, let's.
Yes,
There's a
please.
certain
We
process
appreciate
you
it.
gotta.
And leave a review from both.
Yes, leave reviews. We appreciate that too on all platforms. Anywhere you can, there's a way to leave a review. Leave a review. Let's get into the plugs. Kale.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Comics Pals. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TotoInto. That's TOTOINTOW. You can find my work at kaleward.com. That's CALEWARD.com.
Marco.
You can follow me at Mr. Marco Anamoto on Instagram and Twitter. Come talk to me about my continuing saga with Dawson's Creek. I'm wrapping up season 3, and then I'm
Dude.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, don't say anything. Hold on. I don't know what you're reacting to, but things have been happening, but I'm not sure if we're reacting to the same thing.
I would never do that. I was just reacting to the fact that I know that if you're wrapping it up, you've already seen things that are major. And I was having the reaction of knowing that you just saw that for the first time.
Okay. Then I'm trying to get Smash going as something that's a little more continuous. I did a test stream. Thank you, Sultan, and the medic who happened to tune in
Oh,
I guess when this is coming out on Thursday. Trying to get that fixed, get like the sound, get everything set up. So stay
The
tuned.
medic helped me out setting up my stream. Like,
the medic.
Good
A
dude.
good dude.
good dude.
He's here for all your medical needs.
Yeah,
And technical.
that's what's up. Tyler.
You can follow me at the Tyler Olson on Instagram and Twitter. What can you talk to me about? I don't know. Wrestling. I watch a lot of wrestling. If anyone has any leads on a Green Goblin retro Marvel Legends figure, let me know. It's the one that comes with the Norman Osborn head with the cornrows.
Are you serious?
He's got the waves on that one. Like
The
you put it
waves,
on-
yo.
yeah.
Norman Osborn has the cleanest waves of any character in history.
Look forward to the top 5 hairstyles in comic. Actually, that could be a fun one. That could be a fun
That'd be a
one.
good one.
Storm.
Punk Storm, right? Like the
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
obviously.
The new one that fuses.
Gladiator of the Shi'ar. That's a good one too. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just
I
best
can't.
best Mohawks in The
That's true.
MU.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Cool. As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram only at Sean Soapbox. Just let us know what you're thinking about the Patreon. You know, that's what I'm interested in hearing about. What can make it better? Why do you like it? Just what can we do? That's all I want to hear right now. And also, I haven't started Elden Ring yet, and I bought it 2 weeks ago. So.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
What do you
actually,
got
I
on,
bought it
Sean?
before I went on vacation, so I bought it like a month ago.
What'd you buy it on?
PS5.
Yo, I can help you out then. I got you.
All right.
Are you Let Me Solo Her?
Oh, you don't know about Let Me Solo Her?
No.
Oh, y'all don't know about that?
Yeah.
I'm not even jacked into the conversation. I know about Let Me Solo Her.
Yeah. It's this one player that keeps joining people's games to beat the end boss for them. And this guy's like beat the end boss like 400 times or something like
Yeah,
that.
he basically shows up in your game wearing a diaper with 2 swords and a jar on his head.
Yeah.
And his name is literally Let Me Solo Her.
Wow. That's wild.
That's hilarious.
On that lovely note, we're the Comics Pal signing off. Until next time, take care, guys.
See you next week.